This is One-on-One.
My name is Jazzy. I have leukemia.
I'm Catherine, and I have thyroid cancer.
My name is Zach, and my older brother Lucas was diagnosed with brain cancer when I was 9 years old.
I'm the director of the Family Support Program for Friends of Karen. We provide support from the time the child's diagnosed.
My little brother's name is Folahan, and he has a blood disorder called sickle cell.
Our goal really is to make a family's life it's never easy,
chocolate milk.
but as manageable and as normal as possible when they're dealing with the critical illness of one of their children.
It's a great organization, and the executive director is with us right here. We're honored at Public Broadcasting to welcome Judith Factor, who's the executive director of Friends of Karen. Welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me.
Karen McGinnis, 16 years of age from Westchester County, diagnosed with a rare disease. Talk about her and the organization.
Well, the organization was founded by a woman named Sheila Peterson. She was just a kind neighbor who wanted to help her friend bring home her terminally ill daughter to live out the end of her. That was Karen. That was Karen McGinnis.
What year was that? Back in the 70s, late 70s?
1978.
Right.
Karen would be in her 50s now, and I'm still in touch with Karen's mom. And Sheila just wanted to help them bring Karen home. So she said, she was the original social media person. She promoted Karen's plight in the newspaper, and kind people in the northern Westchester community who knew Karen and didn't know Karen, but just were compassionate and wanted to help, contributed about $36,000, and that paid for Karen's round-the-clock care for the 11 months that she lived. And Sheila saw the impact on Karen's family's life. She said when you provide emotional and financial support to families with a catastrophically ill child, then they have more time to love.
That was Sheila Peterson.
That was Sheila Peterson.
Who helped her found it. Now today, describe the organization, because it's vast. I live over in New Jersey, and there are 3 hospitals in New Jersey with children. You said pediatric oncology programs. There are hospitals in Connecticut. There are hospitals in New York. So it's the tri-state region, correct?
Correct. We help about 600, I think in 2015, 669 families that had 1,010 siblings. So that was over 1,600 children that we supported.
How do you help?
We do everything. We look at every family's different. Every family has their own story. And I think that's one of the great things about Friends of Karen. We meet a family where they are. Of course, illness is the great equalizer. But primarily the families come to Friends of Karen through the social workers at the hospitals. And we work with every major hospital in the tri-state area that has pediatric oncology.
What do people need? Let's talk about the money first.
Well, I was looking at our statistics today. About 56% of our families have incomes below $35,000, and more than a quarter below $20,000. So imagine
annual income?
Annual income. So many families come to us with a financial need. And we look at the impact of the illness on the family's income. About 90% of families have some employment interruption when they have a sick child. And we have many families that are just single parents. So you can imagine if you have an ill child and you want to be by their side.
I'm sorry, explain the cost, because you say, could you imagine? I'm trying to right now, and I want people to understand.
The average cost of a child having cancer is about $500,000. That's what it costs. Cancer is a very expensive illness.
$500,000?
Yes, it is. You know, in many families, we look at, families are just making it, and we look at what we can do. So we pay rent, mortgage. We get them stabilized, especially if a family comes to us soon after their child is diagnosed. Sometimes they don't come to us till their child has relapsed. Sometimes they don't come to seek our help. It's very hard for people to ask for help, and maybe not until their child is almost at end of life. And we come in with each family has a social worker that's assigned to them, a very skilled professional, so that becomes almost like a member of their family. And they visit them in their homes or in the hospital, and they get to know them, and they do what they can for each family, whether it's paying their mortgage, providing rent, helping with hospital bills. It may be helping them access other support, maybe getting them on Medicaid for ill children, whatever is available to them. Most people don't know. Well, we have a sibling support program.
What does that mean?
What it means is that when a brother or a sister has cancer, or sometimes we have kids with brain tumors or heart transplants, I mean, you can imagine, we say life-threatening illness. A parent is absent from the home for long periods of time. Kids could be in the hospital for 6 months, 8 months, or more. There's no parent at home. A child is neglected. Sometimes a child feels guilty and thinks they caused
need help.
Oh, hugely.
Judith, stay right there. We're going to actually run a clip about the support program it's actually called the Sibling Support Program.
We do.
Let's take a look at Friends of Karen.
And I'll never forget Darius saying, "Is my sister going to die?" And not realizing that an 11-year-old would even think about that or know about that.
We come in with our sibling support program and raise awareness.
Every Saturday, Melinda came in.
She bonded with Jake.
It was amazing, his attitude after Melinda left.
What we've learned in working with families is that the siblings are just as much affected by the illness emotionally as the ill child is affected physically.
Talk to us. What do we see?
We're seeing what Friends of Karen does is we look at the impact of the illness on the whole family. And the brothers and sisters are deeply affected, sometimes even more so, when all the attention is on the ill child. They're neglected. They're the ones, a parent doesn't intend to, but by necessity, they have to spend time with their ill child. So our team of we have child life specialists and expressive art therapists who come in and work with the kids and help them understand the illness and help them develop coping skills. And part of what we do is we talk about family communication. We help parents talk to their kids. Sometimes they can't even get the word cancer out of their mouth, or culturally it may not be appropriate, or they don't want to worry the kids. So we are there and providing, we're like best friends.
Let me ask you, speaking of best friends, you've been in the not-for-profit business. You've been involved in another very well-known national nonprofit before this. If you could, I'll put you on the spot. Share with us a particular situation that has had a lasting impact on you, a family, a circumstance, a situation that you say, I know I'm with the right organization.
Well, Friends of Karen is an incredible organization because we have an impact on someone's life every single day, multiple times a day. I'll tell you about what was the most difficult situation we ever had, or at least in my experience. And we had a situation where a child was diagnosed with leukemia and was on one floor at Sloan Kettering, and her dad was on a different floor at Sloan Kettering.
Is this Adina?
Adina. This is Adina.
Adina Berkowitz.
Yep, Adina. And the dad passed away in February, and Adina was terminally ill. Yep, that's Adina. That's Adina Berkowitz. And I never had the privilege of meeting her, but she always had a smile. And there's a picture of her brother, Justin. And Justin died unexpectedly right before Adina, a few days before him. The brother.
The brother?
The brother of unknown circumstances. And there's Paula, their mom, and she lost her family her husband and her 2 children within a 4-month period. And Friends of Karen was there for her the whole way. And it was really the only time I ever saw the director of our family support program, who's an incredible professional and really a rock, lose it. But Paula Berkowitz is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. She picked herself up. She started a special fund at Friends of Karen called the Adina's Angels Fund.
Adina's Angels. By the way, if someone goes onto your website, can they find a connection to Adina's Angels? I'm sorry.
They can find a connection.
We try to connect people.
They can. They can find a connection to the Adina's Angel Fund.
Right now, so.
And Paula has, every year since Adina died, has had a special event and has raised funds. She's raised about $250,000 for other families, particularly to help brothers and sisters. So this is a woman who, you know, if I ever had anything to complain about, I would think again, I don't know how she gets out of bed in the morning, but her commitment to helping other families is phenomenal. And for me, that inspires me every single day. And there are so many people like that. You realize what the strength is of the human spirit. It's amazing.
Speaking of strength and the human spirit, you understand leadership in life in ways that some people may not. And I'm fascinated by this question. And people who watch One-on-One know I ask this question of a lot of people. Put you on the spot, never told you I was going to ask you this.
Okay.
The #1 leadership lesson you have learned in your work?
To be passionate and to be inspiring. For me to bring my passion so that I can inspire others, both my staff, my board, our supporters, to realize that what they do really makes a difference. And I think that is my #1 lesson.
Got to bring a passion.
Got to bring a passion. You got to feel it here. You got to feel it here. And it's easy.
Here's not enough?
No, it's got to be here. It's got to be authentic, genuine, and I really believe in what we do. We are an amazing organization. I always say we're the greatest organization. I hope you never need to know. But if you need Friends of Karen, you really need us by your side.
Judith Factor. Judith Factor is executive director of a great organization, and we hope you never need to know. Friends of Karen. Thank you so much. Keep up the important work.
Thanks so much.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by RWJ Barnabas Health, Valley National Bank, Berkeley College, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, New Jersey Sharing Network, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, and by the law firm of Gibbons, P.C. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.